Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. My name is Alex, and in this video I'll tell you about a British woman caught red-handed stealing from a store. Cebu City makes the Guinness World Records. Even more increased fees at Manila Airport for passengers. SpaceX news, plus much more, and stick around till the end of this video. I want to thank a few people that bought me a coffee. Let's jump straight into our main story, but first, our USD to peso exchange rate. The peso is weakening still against the dollar, 57.4 pesos for every US dollar. Starting off with an 18-year-old British woman that was stopped by staff at a cosmetic store in a popular Lat Phrao mall in Thailand for allegedly stealing a skincare product worth 700 baht. The store staff followed her after she left without paying and asked for a receipt. When she couldn't provide it, the police were called and she was taken to the station for questioning. The woman denied the accusations and the case is now being investigated. I'm not sure what she's going to deny, the fact that she took it or the fact that she didn't mean to. A lot of times, I've done it too. I forget to, pay for something and put it in my pocket. So it's going to come down to CCTV footage, her behavior, how she did it, all that stuff. I assume she's going to offer to either pay the fine or pay the amount. It's 700 baht, 21 US dollar, just around under 21 bucks. Let's go into our next story. More increase in fees for Philippines passengers flying through Manila Airport Naya. Airlines in the Philippines, including Philippines Airlines, Cebu Pacific, and Air Asia Philippines, are asking for approval to charge a new terminal enhancement fee to help cover rising operational costs at Ninoy Aquino International Airport, Naya. The proposed fee could be up 300 pesos per flight, with 75 per domestic flight and up to 300 pesos for international flights. This is in response to increased service charges since Naya's upgrade management by new Naya Infrastructure Corp. If approved, this fee will be listed separately in the booking receipt for transparency. Well, whether it's transparent or not, passengers might end up paying more anyways, and this is because the new operating company that's running Naya, trying to improve it, has wanted about 6 billion pesos, I believe, from these combined airlines. So as usual, it's going to get passed down to the consumer, the customer, people like yourself and myself, a Filipino national will be paying for these increases. This is nothing new, happens in every pretty much airport business. And yeah, I guess the small guys get shafted once again. And just like any other fee that gets increased, I just hope that the money gained goes to the actual allocated projects and improvements to the airport. Let's go. Hey, speaking of airport, hey, I'm yelling at you guys. Speaking of airport, here's the next story. The Ninoy Aquino International Airport, Naya Terminal 4, will be closed for renovations starting November 6th to modernize the facilities and improve passengers' experience. The terminal, which handles about 2,900 passengers daily, is expected to reopen in February 2025. During the renovations, airlines operating from Terminal 4, including Air Swift, Sunlight Air, and Sebgo, will temporarily move to Terminal 2. The upgrade aims to address aging infrastructure and make the terminal more comfortable and efficient for travelers. Hey-o! Excellent news. I hope they are successful. I can't wait to see what the renovations look like. And I guess this is what the fees should be and are going towards. Staying in the Philippines, Life Cebu City, a co-living space, secured a Guinness World Record for the largest display of origami sharks, featuring 12,749 origami pieces. Recognized on August 29th during the hotel's anniversary, the display celebrated creativity and community spirit. The origami, inspired by the vulnerable thresher shark, was hand-folded by staff, the families, and guests using recyclable material over 12 weeks. The event aimed to raise awareness of marine conservation and partner with Save Philippine Seas. After the display, the origami was upcycled into furniture by social enterprise Junknut. Fantastic, excellent news. Thresher sharks are so cool. I don't know anything about sharks, but just like their tail looks pretty awesome. And I know they have them in Malapascua if you go scuba diving there. And that's amazing. Awesome. Cebu making waves as far as origami Guinness World Record. And I got to check out that co-working space myself at some point. Okay, let's step away from the Philippines and talk about South Korea. Said Monday it has detected signs that North Korea is preparing to destroy the northern parts of the inter-Korean roads no longer in use, as the rivals are embroiled in soaring tensions over North Korea's claims that South Korea flew drones over its territory. Now, these two have been at it for like 70 years. Actually, they're still at war technically. It's just been paused for the past 70 years. So regardless, North Korea is always threatening with nukes and such They're flying over balloons full of feces into South Korea, and South Korea blasting BTS, or actually just K-pop music that way. And now I guess they're cutting off the railways and the roads connecting the two places in the northern region. I guess it has to be the northern region. Regardless, let's go on to our next story. Next up, some SpaceX news. I mean, not really Asia, but I thought it was pretty cool.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Is one of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen in my entire life. Coming up on hot stage for separation confirmed.
See how fast this vehicle is moving on the left hand.
Booster running current shutdown.
Micadilla had popped the booster.
At the launch tower.
What is he trying to do? Wow.
SpaceX successfully completed its most ambitious test flight of the Starship rocket on Sunday by catching the first stage booster back at the launch pad using mechanical arms, a first for the company. The 400-foot rocket launched from Texas, and 7 minutes later, the booster returned and was caught by metal arms on the launch tower. The spacecraft on top continued its journey, aiming for a controlled splashdown in the Indian Ocean. This marks a major achievement in reusable rocket technology, with SpaceX planning to use Starship for future Moon and Mars mission. I don't know nothing about no rockets and such, but that looked pretty cool. I have to admit, catching that thing back with some mechanical arms at that obviously speed and size is definitely an achievement, especially given the staff and crew's reaction. Quite the achievement, I guess. It just looked cool to me. I wanted to share. Leave your thoughts down below regarding any of the stories I covered today, because I love to hear from you guys. Lately, it's been a lot of communication in the comment section, which I really love, and I'll take my time to go ahead and respond to you guys. Now it's time for a segment called Yesterday Today, where I take a look at the most popular comments regarding our previous video, which was about some things I and some other expat wish we knew before coming to the Philippines. Here are the top comments. But first, I want to thank the following 2 people for buying me a coffee. In It Skyway says, Alex, I appreciate your content and keeping stories and news PG. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. 3 coffees you bought me. And Ocean says, with 5 coffees bought for me, thank you so much. Great videos again. You are one of the best channels out there. We all appreciate your hard work in making these videos. So thank you guys so much. If you guys want to show some support, you can go ahead and buy me a coffee. I've left a link in the description and in the comment section, or you can just watch these videos, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Any which way we can continue to grow this channel. I'm aiming with 10,000 subscribers. I think we could do it by the end of this year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Here's our next comment. Hiram Balski says, I am in a relationship with a Filipina. She rarely asks me for money for her family. When she does, I am not expected to say yes, and she understands if I say I can't or won't give at that particular time or for that situation. That said, I almost always help, often being the one to suggest it. I choose to supply around 80% of what they need in the moment due to a personal core belief about empowering people. Regardless, the amounts are always small, and my Filipina is usually the one telling me I'm giving too much. She's the best, though I realize there are a ton of guys who would argue that their Filipina is the best. Also, don't get triggered. Yes, she's my Filipina and I'm her foreigner. I've given up that being shocked by the labels that are being used. Their culture is different, and judging it against ours is ridiculous. Just visit an open mind and understand that it's totally different in every way. Accept what you find and see if you like it. Then in 10 years, when our kids are playing together, I'll buy you a San Miguel Light or an IPA if I really like you. Well, thank you so much. I think this is a comment regarding foreigners and expat in a relationship with Filipinas, supporting that Filipino's family financially. Now that obviously depends on the individual. We talked in depth about that in the previous video, so you guys can go ahead and check that out if you want some more information. Bruce says, I'm married to a Filipina. We are the same age, both of us being seniors. When we invite people to go somewhere with us, I pay. I don't mind, and it doesn't amount to much anyway. My wife is older generation in her family, so we do not have any pressure from anyone. When her mom was alive, we did help her out, as did my wife's sister. We do help my wife's daughters in some ways by our choice. She never asks and sometimes refuses. I've never been one of those that holds onto everything with a death grip. I don't like being taken advantage of, but I have given a lot to many people just because that is my nature. Atypical, and it took my wife some time to understand that I give away things all the time. She has limits that I respect though. It works for us. I mean, perfect. It's completely against maybe something I would do. I don't know. I'm not in your situation, but everyone's different. And that's one thing we got to remember. Like, just because I say something or I experience something or I believe something doesn't necessarily mean you guys or someone you know should feel the same way. And I can see a lot of that in the comment section. There's always different sides to a situation, right? It always comes down to yourself, what you're comfortable with. I think as long as you have all the information, it's important to make your own decisions. And let's read one more from Jim, who says, most Pinoy girls are happy going to Jollibee. Yeah, I would be too. I mean, Jollibee isn't necessarily my favorite place to eat at, but I can see the nostalgic feeling someone would get. It's the same as us, for example, going to McDonald's or something, because as kids or having pizza or something like that, or Chuck E. Cheese, I remember that was like the most exciting part of my life, basically. So obviously when you're older, having similar kind of food, it kind of reminds you of that. I feel like that has a lot to do with Jollibee. And that's it for this video, guys. Leave your thoughts down below. As I said earlier, hit the subscribe button if you're new, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.